Hello, I'm Demetrius with 20R Parts. I've got a short video on replacing the upper control arms for a 2003 and up Crown Victoria. A lot of this information is online, crownvic.net. There's a few write-ups on that, but I'm just going to give you a little video on what needs to be done. The first thing that you need to do, well, you can see here, the upper bushings are pretty well corroded on this vehicle, and we get a lot of cracking and banging when we turn. So plus the boot here is pretty much gone. So we're just going to replace the entire upper control arm as an assembly. It'll have the new bushings and everything. So I've already sprayed some WD-40 on the nuts here on the upper control arm, sprayed some underneath here on this side also, sprayed some on the control arm link, on the upper control arm link here, also on the bottom shock mount here on the lower control arm, because those are going to have to be removed. So the first thing I'm going to do is take a breaker bar with an 18mm socket and remove the brake bracket, because we've got to get this rotor off out of the way so we can remove the upper control arm link. So I'm going to turn the wheel, get this caliper bracket off with my 18mm socket. We removed the brake caliper and bracket and the rotor. The next thing we need to do is get the sway bar link off. Now, a lot of people tell you just need to remove the top nut, but I just find it easier if I just remove the link just all the way. So the easiest way to do that is to first remove the bottom one and separate it from the sway bar, and then do the top. And the way that these work is you'll need a 15mm wrench. You'll put it around the nut, and then you'll need a 7mm socket to drive the shaft. And in this case, I'm going to tighten the shaft, and I'm going to hold the nut. On the bottom, it's the same way. You'll just hold the nut. On the bottom, you can probably just use a gear wrench, hold the shaft, and then just turn the nut. And again, take the bottom one out first, remove that one, and then take the top out, and then remove the whole link. Alright, so we removed the bolts from the upper control arm here and there, and we've also removed this bolt. Just got it on here to kind of hold the spindle up. So the next thing we're going to do, 24mm wrench to loosen this bolt. So we're going to have to take out the shaft here at the bottom. So 24mm for this nut on this side. You'll have to take a 13mm deep socket to remove the nuts. There's 3 of them at the top of the shock spring assembly at the top plate. So once those are out, we'll be able to swing down the control arm, swing the upper control, swing down the lower control arm, swing up the upper control arm, and pry the or move the shock spring assembly out. Then we'll be able to push these bolts in to remove the upper control arm. All right.